If you tell me about your new patient flow, will it tell me about the health of your practice? The answer is a definite maybe. So my name is Kevin Johnson, and I'm the CEO of Leverage Consulting, as well as the creator of Leverage U and Online University. In the 24 years that I've worked with clients, new patient flow is obviously one of those factors, one of those parameters, one of those KPIs that I look at with clients. And yes, it is absolutely one of those numbers that's super important to understand when it comes to the health of your practice. However, there's a really big misnomer when it comes to new patient flow. So here's a scenario, and I want you to think about it this way. If I ask someone, what was your new patient flow last month? They may tell me they had 20. Well, was that good or was that bad? Well, the first thing is, how many new patient appointments should we be filling? So for some of my general dental clients, I'd love to see them filling at least 2 patient slots a day. So if you worked 20 days, do the math. How many new patients did we need? So if in their scenario, it's actually half of what they really needed. If another practitioner said, I had 100 new patients last month, is that good or is that bad? Well, there's another piece to this equation that many of you really don't ever look at, and it's something that might be costing you big. So what I'm getting at is most practitioners or office managers, some team members, will measure the new patient flow. So for example, we had X number of new patients or X number of consultations last month. It's good that you're looking at it, and it's fantastic that you're looking at it. The problem is we don't know if that's the full story. So a couple other scenarios with clients that I've worked with over the years, and I'm going to share those with you, but I want you to first start thinking of it as, when you're looking at your new patient flow, you need to look at it from 2 perspectives. One is it filling our needs? So like I said, if you're booking out, if you have 2 new patient slots per day, or if you're a practitioner and you're supposed to be seeing 10 to 16 consults in a day, then that's how many, you need more new patients than you have slots, because some of them aren't going to show up, some of them are going to get booked in advance, some people get moved around, but you need more new patient phone calls than you actually have new patient slots. So when you're measuring the new patient flow, one of the things you really need to look at is your ROI for your investment to acquire those new patients. So it's not just how many do you need, but what is the ROI for getting those new patients? So many of you are paying to get those new patients, and it could be that you're paying for internal marketing strategies to acquire those new patients, but it could also be that you're paying good money to outside services to help you get those new patients. So there are clients of mine that they run their own ads, they do things like that, and they might be spending a couple hundred to a little over $1,000 a month to get new patients. Some are spending or are paying external firms to help them out with that, and they're not only paying the firm, but then they're paying for the pay-per-click campaigns, the Facebook campaigns. If you're doing any kind of cable TV or radio or any other kind of programming where you're paying good money to get your name, your identity, your brand in front of other people, you could be spending $30,000 to $150,000 a year easily. So if you're sitting there thinking, 150? Absolutely. I have 2 clients right now I'm working with. They will have spent somewhere between $100,000 and $150,000 in a year to acquire new patients. And there are some that I know they're spending a lot more than that. So when I say, well, how many new patients did you get? The one big thing that a lot of people are missing out on is how many new patient contacts did you get? So what am I getting at by contacts? So when you look at the new patient number, you're seeing how many actually showed up on your schedule. And that's not even how many showed up. We're just talking about how many appointments were scheduled. So not only do you need to know how many were actually scheduled, how many of those new patients actually showed, and then how many new patient contacts did you get? So you may get new patient contacts in the form of an online form that's filled out. You may get it in the form of a referral or a phone call. So that's one thing. The error of omission is one that's the hardest to find, but it's one that you actually have to set a system for. So for one client that or actually not one recently, but this has happened for so many clients over the years, is they have the drawer of death. And it's where referrals go to die. And what I'm talking about is those who have referral slips that come into their practice, and it could be old school referral slips, paper slips, or it could be email referrals that come in, and the referral just comes in and dies. And usually we go in and we say, okay, what's here? How have these patients been contacted? Have they been scheduled? What's going on? Nope, we are waiting for the patient to call us. So you spent, let's just say if you spent $50,000 in marketing to get new patients to call your practice, contact your practice, and we're waiting for people to call us. No, we can't work like that. We have to be a little bit more aggressive, a little more assertive. And if we know we got a referral slip, we got a contact from someone who says, I'm interested in whatever, if you're a general dental practice, an orthodontic practice, a oral surgery practice, doesn't matter. If you're contacted for your services, someone needs to call them same day, because if you don't, someone else will. So what a lot of practices find out is that there's a lot of patients that contact them but never end up on the schedule. And it could be we never even contact them because we're waiting for the patient to call us. So when you're looking at that new patient number and you're wondering, well, was 20 good? Was 100 good? The question is, what was your ROI for the ones that you did get? How many appointments did we set? How many of them actually showed up? But yet, how many new patient contacts did we get in a month? And if you look at those three numbers, you'll probably start to see a trend with certain things, and it may be potentially with certain plans that you may work with. It may be the certain source of the patients that you're getting. There are some marketing platforms out there that if you get 100 new patient contacts in a month, if you got 5 of them in your chair in a month, they would consider that to be good. And it has to be a really high ticket service that you're providing if it's going to be a 5 to 100 ratio. But you know that your internal referrals are always going to be the best, most solid new patient flow for your practice. But when you're paying for those external ones, you really need to pay attention to those 3 numbers that I mentioned. And that is how many new patient contacts you got this month, which means your team is going to have to track and look at how many new patient phone calls you got, no matter whether they scheduled or not, how many new patient referrals you got, and then how many contacts you got from online form. If you track those 3 things, with that data, I'm pretty sure you'll start to narrow down and figure out where your investments need to go, but also where you may be able to improve your systems internally to ensure that you get a higher ratio of those new patient contacts that turn into new patient appointments, therefore filling your chair. So if you're gonna pay attention to a number and you wanna pay attention to your practice health, pay attention to that new patient number, but also pay attention to it with the 3 numbers that I just talked about. Again, my name is Kevin Johnson. I'm the CEO of Leverage Consulting, as well as the creator of Leverage U, an online university. If you have questions, comments, or thoughts about the video and what I talked about in this video, feel free to drop it in the comments below, or you can reach out, direct message us. We'd love to talk to you.